Welcome back to 10X Power Up. My name is Steve. In today's video, we're going to talk about one of the most important aspects of shooting, being pistol and/or rifle. It's trigger control. Now, as always, we're going to be handling firearms during this exercise, so may I suggest that you remove all live ammunition from the room that you're working in, and always keep your firearm pointed in a safe direction. Okay, so as I said, we're going to talk about trigger control today. What is trigger control? Trigger control is the depression of your trigger straight back toward the rear of your rifle with steady pressure. And you keep that pressure even through the wobble that you have and after the shot breaks. Okay, so let's demonstrate how I put my hand on the grip. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. There is no right and no wrong in my opinion. We all have different size hands. If you have bear paws, you're probably not going to put your hand where I put my hand. If you have much smaller hands, you're definitely not going to put it where someone who has, bear paws, okay? So the important thing about trigger control to remember is where you place your finger and you depress your trigger to the first stage and you continue that pressure. It's straight to the rear, your shot breaks. You hold that trigger for follow through, your gun will recoil. At that point, you release the trigger. So let me show you what it looks like for me. Now, as I always say, check your rifle to make sure it is empty, and it is. And I have looked for it and felt for it, and there's nothing in the chamber. So, again, as I said in the previous video, when I shoot offhand, I always engage my safety. Now, when I mount my rifle, as I said, I put the ring finger above this nib. And then I get a good grip around the mag well. And I come in down into position. Now, I release my rifle. I think I said in the previous video, because when I grab it and mount it and I release it, my rifle actually goes from here to here. So it relaxes. So if you put too much pressure on this grip, you're going to change the flight of your bullet. So then I gently re-engage the grip, usually with the middle finger above this nib, and then I place my finger on the trigger. As I look down, then I look to the sights, release the safety, steady pressure on the grip, first stage, continuous pressure, shot breaks, follow through. Gun recoils. At that point, I release the trigger. That's how my trigger control works. Now, if you have bear paws, for example, I shoot with a guy and his hands are like 1.5 the size of my hand, right? So he puts his little finger above that nib and then puts his entire index finger on that trigger. So that's why I say you have to find the trigger position that works for you, and then keep the basic fundamentals, which are put your finger on the trigger, steady pressure to your first stage, keep steady pressure on it even through your wobble. The shot will break. They call it a surprise break. I don't think it's a surprise because I'm aware that it's happening. And after the shot goes bang and your muzzle recoils, you're still pressing that trigger to the rear. That's going to ensure that you didn't disturb the flight of that bullet with your finger. And then once your recoil settles out is when I release the trigger. That's my take on trigger control, folks. In the next video, we'll talk about aiming, sight alignment, and target alignment. So before I go, I'd like to leave you with this thought. Always keep your firearm pointed in a safe direction. Always keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. And always keep your firearm unloaded until it's ready for use. I'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe and hit that little subscribe button down there. Share with your friends. Leave me any comments you would like in the comment section below. Let me know how I did on this video. If there's anything else I can talk about that you would like to see. There's also links to my stores to help support our channel. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day and hope to see you on the range.